Hello, friends. Welcome to Akulmach Live, and my name is Chandrakant. Today in Doctor Speak, we want to discuss about the effect of the new pandemic second wave, which has now hit India, with regard to kids, because children are the most affected party in the whole ecosystem, and nobody is actually taking care or even talking about them. So we have our guest joining us from Shimla, that is Dr. Pooja Bedi, and she will be discussing how we can take care of our kids in a much better way, how we can engage with them. Before we start our discussion, a word on our giveaway. We have some unique Akulmach memorabilia which will make you look outstanding. The graphics on these corporate gifts are based on the global best business practices. To become recipient of one of these gifts for free, you have to watch this video till the end and provide your valuable comments. Or you can also share your experiences. The person who makes the best comment would be chosen to become a recipient of these beautiful Akulmach gift, absolutely free, delivered to your doorsteps. The winner would also get a chance to be invited live as a distinguished panelist during our next video. What are you waiting for, friends? Please subscribe Akulmach and smash that like button. Now let's get back to our discussion.
Good morning, CK. I hope you are doing fine.
Welcome to the show, Dr. Pooja. We are all well and we are following all the guidelines that has been laid. And we are also maintaining social distancing, washing our hands, wearing masks, everything that is allowed by the government and has been prescribed. We are doing that.
Great, great. That's really nice. We should actually follow the protocols. That's very important.
Absolutely, Doctor. I think the worry for the people right now is when they are watching news, it's all doom and gloom. Um, and hospitals are getting overrun by patients, and also lack of oxygen. I think there are a lot of doom and gloom kind of news coming. At the same time, the suspicion of the people is that what type of virus is if infecting this time in the second wave in India, there's not much clarity available. So in such a situation, what would you advise the viewers about how do they take care of their young children? I think that is something that we want to discuss today.
Yes, absolutely, CK. There's too much news that is coming these days. It's been, I think, couple of weeks, if I'm not mistaken, that the kids are, or you can say the young generation is specifically being targeted by this particular virus, which is now already mutated to a new version of itself. And also, CK, let me please add the vaccination that we have already done to the 40 plus age group. I myself has been witnessing cases in my neighborhood where I can see people who already have got two doses of the vaccine. They are again developing some symptoms and they are being tested positive as well. So, yes, the mutation of the virus has led to a newer version of the same previous virus, which was pre existing, and it is affecting the younger generation more. Now, the reason behind first definitely is that they are not vaccinated. The prime or the premier group that were targeted for the vaccination were and till date are still 45 or 50 plus age group. So you can say the younger lot, or specifically talking about the children, they are the one who are left behind. So the virus has got no affinity particularly. You can say that it will not affect the kids the way it has done in the previous first wave, and now it is doing in the second wave. It's I don't find any reason for it. It's a simple same virus which has mutated, has multiplied in many folds. You can say pathologically, and now it is affecting the kids. So one of the reason is that with the weather change also, there's some kind of immunity which goes down for various reasons. So the moment the immunity goes down, we are more prone to get infected by various other pathogens, including this mutated virus as well. And as we all know that whenever the weather change is there, specifically this weather change that we are undergoing, kids tend to have some kind of flu symptoms or abdominal symptoms that they do come up. So the first point, just talking precisely about the kids, CK. is that the weather change is definitely bringing their immune down. The second reason is that with the low immunity, this virus which has mutated tends to act more appropriately, unfortunately, in kids. So yes, we are seeing more population of kids, or you can say the younger generation getting affected. The third factor is very difficult for us as parents, or you can say as community, to make this particular generation or age group to follow the protocols. It's very difficult. We all are aware that once we thought that the vaccination has been launched and the program is also going on, it will just take off the COVID suddenly. And everybody was, or maybe not everybody, but mostly people were more relaxed, specifically considering the children and the younger age group. They were out for the work, they were out for the schools. School also reopened for some time. We could have taken the precautionary step during that particular time. So all these factors, but talking specifically the weather change, which brings the immunity down in case of kids, is making them more vulnerable for this particular mutated virus.
Well, doctor, I think the virus is intelligent from the evolution standpoint, and I think the medical practitioner already were aware that it will mutate in the second wave, and there is third wave also expected. It will further mutate, and it's logical. I mean, I'm remembering my biology, which I studied in my class 12th, that the virus will mutate and it will try to attack where it is not successful previously. So it will keep trying. So I think right now the symptoms are very similar to what we have studied in class 12th book, and people should be aware that the threat for the virus is not over, still looming at us, and we are now going through second wave, and there's going to be a third wave also. So I think we have to buckle up, brace for impact, and make sure that we wash our hands, because coronavirus, the best treatment is basically making the personal hygiene and social distancing. But when it comes to kids, it's very difficult to control their movements. Would you like to suggest what can be done by parents to engage with their young children so that they also start adhering to these guidelines?
Yes, CK, absolutely. This is the apt question actually. We can't, stop the virus from propagating. That's a natural tendency, and as you yourself mentioned, that it is a very intelligent virus. It has got marvelous RNA, which makes it, replicate it every time in a different manner. So we can't help out. The virus will propagate. Now, how to overcome it is that how we are going to follow the protocols. Talking specifically about the children, the first thing we can, speak to kids regarding why COVID is happening, how it is happening, what all measures to be taken, and what are the, you can say, alarming signs and symptoms that kids should also be aware of. So, CK, I basically define, you can say, to take care of kids in this present scenario, second wave, in four different aspects. First is the physical health. That is very, very important. We all know kids are the most active, population in the entire world. So they tend to, roam around. They like to play, roam here and there. That's part of their personality. They are supposed to do this thing with so many of hormones popping up in their body. So it's very important to engage them physically when they were going to school and they were going to other activities, so they were physically somehow engaged. So how we can make them engage? As a parent, what I am doing at my place is I make them do certain kind of new form of exercises at home, which they are finding it very interesting. So we have to engage them in some kind of physical activity, which can include mild exercises. And second is maybe yoga. These days tremendous different forms of yogas are available which are kids friendly, which are children friendly, and they're very interesting as well. So the more you explain about the exercise, what is the motive of doing this yoga and all the exercise, it really helps them to engage them in the physical aspect. Now, coming to the second aspect is the social aspect. They were going out, meeting their friends. We can't be their friends 24 into 7. We are also working. spite of not working as well, it is very difficult to behave like a child, 24 into 7. So the best way out is, see, the social, uh, that whatever the communication was there has now totally into the virtual media. So my recommendation as a parent is, since we are making our kids attend the schools online, their classes online, their hobby classes online, so it's very important, and let them please chat also online sometime. They can have a video conferencing with their friends. They can make certain videos and upload them. So this is a kind of skill development as well, CK. This is how I take it. So both my kids, they are making a lot of videos, putting them on a YouTube channel, so this is somehow they are getting socially engaged. They are still not boycotted by the social factor. So they are communicating with the other people. They feel very happy. Suddenly one like is there, 10 views are there. So it is a very good way to keep them engaged. And we are in such a present scenario that we have been virtual friendly for more than 1.5 year now. So they are more virtual friendly. So I will not say that make them 24 hours be on virtual media, but let them use it in a very creative manner, so that they feel appreciated, so that they feel they are contributing something. So this is how we can engage them socially, since they can't go out with the second wave going on and play with their friends, but this is how they can, socially engage with their friends. So this is the second aspect. Third is the psychological aspect. I really pay a lot of attention, specifically talking about children. See, as an adult, if we are feeling low, we will express it by crying, by showing irritability, or sitting alone. These kind of the sign and symptoms we usually show up. But in case of kids, they don't come up with the symptoms, CK, if they are undergoing some kind of psychological low. So, as a parent, or elders in the family, it becomes responsibility of us to look for those signs in case they are coming up. If you feel like your child is actually sitting alone, not enjoying the game he or she was enjoying earlier, they are not talking much to you, and they are not engaging into their hobby that they were very, very keen about initially. So, and there are many other indicators for it. So we have to look for all those psychological low factors, and we must cater for it on a priority basis. So this is a very, very crucial factor. And also, let me add to the psychological factor itself, that we have to engage them into some kind of indoor games, and communication is the key. The more we talk, the more they feel relaxed. Be approachable as a parent. Whatever they get to hear in the news or they get to read somewhere, so they always have a query. They also get panicked the way we are getting panicked listening to the news every time. So it's very important for the parents to be approachable to their own kids, so that whenever they come for any query, we should be available, sorting it out, resolving it out. And if there's something new coming up, then we should make them more friendly and aware about the situation. The last and the fourth aspect, CK, is the my all-time favorite topic is the mental health tips. So it's very important to cater for the mental health as well. I myself have seen in past 1.5 years, the as I've earlier also mentioned, that the consultations are more now counseling actually, since the mental health cases are so much on a rise. So the same thing is happening with the kids. You can notice them that they are either becoming stubborn, they are little irritable, they are showing their outburst of anger very frequently. So these are the things that we need to cater for. And as per me, as a mother of two kids as well as a doctor as well, I can say the first thing is to communicate. Please resolve it, because that is the one of the best method to resolve anything without including any chemical intervention, or you can say medical intervention. So communicate as much as you can with your child. Make them aware of the situation that is going on. Hiding or shouting on them and not letting them understand what is going on is not the solution. So every time sorting it out, resolving it out is a solution. And be approachable as a parent. The last thing that comes, I wanted to highlight in the physical factor only, the hygiene and the diet. So, it's very, very crucial. They should take bath every day, change their clothes, wash their hands frequently. If they are not washing, and then they must be sanitizing their hands with alcohol-based sanitizer. Diet should be very, very good, as we consider the present scenario. It must consist of lots of vitamin C. zinc, calcium, that should be the prior focus. Though they are not very evitable research work that has shown that these things are helping, but vitamin C will definitely help to, increase the immunity. So yes, their diet, good balanced diet is a must, and be on plenty of fluids as much as you we can make our kids to be on. So, and the season is very friendly for all this kind of fluid intake. So this is very, very important.
Doctor, interestingly, you mentioned about starting the digital, outlet for kids. Uh, we are also doing our bit. We have started a section in our channel where aren't kids smart, and in that section, a lot of kids come and talk about something they new they have done. So it's an outlet that we have started, and we are trying to help children also to use our channel to propagate what new they are learning. Having said that, you also mentioned about the diet, and which is very important. So what specifically in diet you would like to recommend for, especially for children?
Yes, CK, that's a wonderful question, and I think mothers would be able to answer it in a very nicer manner. But let me just little bit elaborate it. It must, I feel like, considering the present scenario, it must first consist of a lot of fluids. With fluids, that doesn't mean that one should just start taking the water. It must include whatever the children-friendly, banana shakes and maybe papaya shake, chiku shake. There are so many options that are available. So the milk will also go in the good form in the body, and as well as the fruit as well. So the vitamin and the mineral content is catered for. Fresh vegetables, whatever the seasonal vegetables are available, we must stick to that rather than going for the frozen stuff. So synthetic form of food or the frozen form of food is something that I'm not endorsing considering the present scenario. Go for whatever the season friendly fruits and vegetables are available. Secondly, is the considering the weather change as well, we must rely a lot on the supplements as well. So I'm not saying that just stop the diet and put kids on the supplements, but maybe on and off. Uh, you know, some supplements can be given in the, you can say, maybe the calcium, maybe the vitamin D, or maybe you can say vitamin or mineral supplements can be given on and off just to counter the low immunity that is happening, which can lead to other severe forms of the thing. But talking specifically of the diet, seasonal friendly fruits and vegetables, lot of fluids, lot of vitamin C. One can Google whatever the fruits and other things are rich in vitamin C must be included in the diet priority wise every day. And fourth is the hygiene. Hygiene considering the food factor only itself. The way we wash the vegetables, the preparation is there. Um so it's very much important that and vital as well to include in the food itself.
Doctor, I think you have said it very nicely. I think we can brace for impact. We are going through the second wave. There could be multiple further future waves. So I think it's better that we change our lifestyle, the way we do things, and especially the children are the growing generation, which will then take our society forward. So as a family, we can survive if we take care of things that you mentioned today, starting with mental health to physical health to activity based engagement, and finally parent child bond, which we can't ignore completely. It has to be there. So thank you so much, doctor, for coming on the show and explaining these very very critical thing very crisply, nicely, in a very organized manner.
Thank you so much, CK. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So doctor, we will catch up in the next week episode of Doctor Speak once again with something more interesting. Until then, I'd like to say goodbye.
Take care, CK.